Is yours flat? No, it's not flat. Okay, it's not flat.
A lot of you question whether or not I'm here for truth. Question if I was a real flat earther or not. Well, the reality of it is there are no flat earthers. There are only globe deniers. Every flat earth evidence really is just a globe phenomenon, explained by the globe. Don't you see that? See, I'm still here for truth. And now there are certain people in my way. You can deny evidence, but you can't deny truth. Flat Earth, you ask a lot of questions. I think it's time to answer some now. What is up, party people? All right. So, nothing really planned. Again, that usually works. But I am hoping that someone does stop on by, a guy named Jeremy, from over at the Gym Panda server. Let me explain why. He was asking some questions about gravity. And it does get kind of, how do you say? Rough over at that server. So I did offer it up to him to come over and have a nice, easy conversation about it. Let me go ahead and get you guys the link so you guys can join. And we can also talk about my Salton Sea trip yesterday. I do have some pictures. I think I told a few people that I still got to go back out there because, again, it's not something that's going to be done in a few hours that I had, but I did get some pictures. Did use the camera. Let me go ahead and get the link out there. Sorry about that. All right. What is up, Brainery? What is up, Chris? What's up, GPS? What is Bacon Earth? What is up, Bacon Earth? That's what I meant to say. What is up, Stinger News 1? What's up, No Name? What is up, C4s? What's up, Hannah? How you doing? Let me see. What up, Anamorphic Minds? What is up, My Skies 5D? What's up, Menace to Sobriety? What is up? Let me see what else is here. There we go. All right, almost to the top of the list. What's up, Barney? What is up, Sam Cam? And what is up, SV Montreal? The link is out there if you guys want to join. And I'm actually looking at it now, so I'll be able to see it, and I won't miss you guys trying to get in. Let me see. So while we are waiting, I'll go ahead and pull up the Salton Sea pictures. Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you guys, all the pictures. Actually, not even all. I already deleted a lot of them, the crappy ones. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look. Just share the entire screen. What's up, Barney? How you doing, sir? Let's see. Oh no, what just happened? Alright, I was trying to share my screen, but my computer's going slow. Hang on. Oh no. I'm in the process of trying not to lose this. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was close. Alright. There we go. Yeah, so I went to the Salton Sea yesterday. Did I solve anything? Hell no. Did I get pictures? Yes. For some odd reason, the moon kept calling me, kept telling me to take pictures. So I don't know why my computer's going so slow. There we go. So how was your day, Barney? Oh, you know what I got to do first? There we go. All right, hang on. I got to do something because my computer is. What's up, Bacon? I'm just call you Vane them. That's how I know you. Can you guys hear me?
I am good. I'm just
Okay, cool.
trying to get the audio together for my video for tomorrow.
Which one is that?
Where Lemon crashes meet the vegans.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Anamorphic Mind. If Rumpus wanted to come on, he can come on. I don't know how long it lasts though. What is that? The real non sequitur? Yeah. So, like I was saying, there was a guy over at the gym server that was asking me about gravity, and one of the things that I don't mind talking about it because there's actually a few things I wanted to talk about, but this whole cause and effect thing. Does you can have cause and effect without source, right, Barney?
You can have cause and effect without source? No.
Okay. So then
Source and cause are the same thing.
okay, so then when we say we don't have a source for we don't know the source for gravity, but we know the effects of gravity. So we know the cause and
Yeah.
effect there.
Yeah, we don't know the cause.
But do we know what so in the idea of space-time, do we know what bends that space-time?
We know what describes it. We don't know. So we know that it is described by bending of space and time. We don't know if it bends space-time or how it bends space-time or
Well,
right.
but if it
It
did,
is just accurate. It is just accurately described by that.
but we know what causes that bend in space-time though. I mean, we know
How?
we know that you need a mass to do so.
Yes, that's a correlation. That's not causation.
So then how do we not know the cause and effect of it? If we know the cause is gravity and we observe the effects, thus meaning we know it's from
So,
gravity and not something else.
if you're talking about acceleration, then you can say that it's caused by a force, and you can identify that force as a gravity. Forces themselves have causes, right?
Okay.
We don't know what specifically is the cause for gravity. Now, you can say under the Einsteinian picture of the universe, you can say that it's caused by the curvature of space and time. But then you don't know what's causing the curvature of space and time. And then again, you get to that Newtonian kind of description of physical reality, not an explanation of physical reality, where we know that there is a relationship between the presence of mass and the curvature of space-time, but we do not know what the mechanism for transferring that
We don't know.
curvature
Okay.
is.
We don't know why it all happens.
Yeah. But like it's really not that complicated. It's literally the kids constantly asking the question why, right?
Yeah.
You can always ask why, and if we figured out what the mechanism of how mass affects space-time to bend it, what is the mechanism of that transfer, which is what's trying to be
Okay.
discovered through quantum gravity, right? Then you
Mhm.
can still ask why.
Why? Yeah.
Why does it do that?
Okay.
Right? What's causing it to do that?
So when the
So
argument of
there,
cause and effect is brought up, is there an argument for it at all? Or I mean, is it something that you have to explain? There is none. There we don't know. Is that the real answer for it then?
no, whenever you start a line of questioning of why and whatever is the answer, you ask the question why and you rinse and repeat, you will come to a question that you have no answer to.
Okay, so asking for
We just
cause and effect
don't know.
is okay.
Yeah. At the bottom of every such line of questioning, there will be a physical law, or and like I've talked about this before. Physical laws are just descriptions of correlations.
Yeah.
This thing is correlated persistently to this other thing in this way by this formula. This is how they relate to each other. And Newtonian gravitation was just that. It wasn't a theory of gravity. It wasn't an explanation of gravity. It didn't say that mass attracts mass. It says that there is an attractive force resulting in an
Oh,
acceleration which is proportional to the mass. Those three things are mutually correlated. You can use circular reasoning to from any of the two of them, from the distance and the mass you can get the force from the acceleration and I don't know the distance you can get the mass and so on and so forth. That relationship between them, that correlation between them is persistent in nature.
I
Even
see.
if you don't know what the cause is, you can still observe persistent correlations.
Okay, so the questions can always go on, and you can always give the correlations to them to why we understand it that way.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So when asked about cause and effect, it's not going to be a closing opening close case basically. You have to assume it can go on forever, and understand when you can't go on.
Right. And then you can shortcut the whole thing by
Mhm.
using the God of the gaps and saying like to that last one, instead of saying I don't know, you can say, well, because God. And then just abstain from asking the question of, well, why God?
But what if that there is no God for me, therefore I couldn't ever say that?
Yes. Right. So the thing that the thing that you're defining by that, like that God of the gaps, that label, that's called the God of Spinoza or the philosopher's God, right?
Okay.
It is that cause which caused it.
Ah.
It is writing God on a label and
Yeah.
saying I'm going to keep this label and stick it to whatever comes up to be the actual cause,
Yeah. No need to look
right?
into it.
It,
God.
right.
Yeah, I've been hearing
And
that
and
argument quite a bit.
and that God was invoked by both Newton and Einstein.
Wait, what? That confused me.
Yes, like literally.
What do you mean?
When Newton was asked what causes gravity, like, okay, you have described it, but what causes it? He said God. And there's a really interesting, so Newton could use his formula to completely solve the two-body problem, but he saw that the three-body problem is unstable
Unsolvable.
and
Yeah.
can be solved. Like you can indefinitely keep solving it, but never come up with a stable solution. And later on, I think it was Laplace or Pascal. I'm not sure. I think it's Laplace, who was basically he solved the three-body problem. He found a way through perturbation theory of showing how small bodies in orbit of large bodies will remain in stable orbits even with perturbations, and there will be these places where they cannot be and places where their orbits will be stable. And he told that like he presented his findings to Napoleon. And Napoleon said, well, Galileo invoked God when he couldn't solve it further, and Newton invoked God when he couldn't solve it further, so where's God in your explanation? And Laplace said, sir, I have no need for that hypothesis. I don't need God to explain anything. I can just describe everything.
Damn. It's just like a plausible argument when people do that, huh?
Yeah, it's perfectly legitimate. Like it's literally equivalent to saying I don't know. There is saying there is a cause because every effect has a cause. There must be a cause. I accept that there is a cause. I don't know what that cause is.
Wait,
So might as well be God.
For instance, when I'm talking with like right to hand, for instance, and he does that, the first point is that when he asked me about cause and effect, I should just go straight to the point where God did it.
Yeah. Yes.
Because there's no verifiable cause for effect for anything, actually.
At that foundational level, no. Like you literally you don't know everything. You have those are called epistemic limits.
Okay.
Like,
So I was
from
gonna say,
from your position, you can look at the things around you and then deduce what the things next to that are, and then deduce what the things next to that are, and with each step you will be slightly less correct and slightly less precise, and then at some distance, some number of steps away, you'll just have to admit that you don't know.
So when someone asks me the cause and effect, my response should be I can give you the best of my understanding cause and effect, but anything further,
Yeah.
God. Okay.
I know that there is this relationship. Like for Newtonian physics, that's the relationship between force, mass, and speed, right? Force, mass, and acceleration.
Yeah.
And you can derive all of Newtonian physics from those three numbers, and they are in a direct correlation. They literally define each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take that, then you can use that to explain everything from that. But what's causing that? I don't know. God.
And that brings it to the philosophy game we're all really playing. Because I'm trying to, because so when someone asks you for the cause and effect, their real question is, do you know or do you not know?
Yeah.
Damn.
And they're stating that they're willing to ask you why until you get to a point that you don't know. And then they're going to say, well, I know. It's God.
Yeah, because I remember right to hand saying a few times, it doesn't matter to me at this point. And then he invoked God to it. Like, it kind of like that argument of, I can use Newtonian to a certain point, and I'm good with that. I don't need to follow Einstein. And after Newtonian, after that, it doesn't matter. God. Okay, I got it now.
Right? It's
Okay.
that thing when it's a really good method for escaping denialism, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because like if somebody is denying the evolution, they will the way that they can bring you down if you're just too stubborn is to say, well, abiogenesis hasn't been proven and there is no known method for abiogenesis. So what caused everything to come into existence? Oh, God did.
Okay. Well, as
God,
far
God made non-life into life, and then God made everything move according to these regularities that we call evolution. Right?
yeah,
What
see that
causes
that's
gravity? God causes gravity. We observe gravity, and everything that behaves according to God's will and gravity. That's fine.
yeah. I've always said that like when I because like I again one of the weird odd things about me as a flat earther was I believed in evolution the whole time as well. So when I would get in these arguments about evolution, it'd be this big battle against God and evolution, and I'd always respond going, "Well, the way I see it, evolution works wonderfully. Why wouldn't God have us, all living under this evolutionary system? Like, why wouldn't it happen that way?" And I never got an answer, but to me, evolution has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with God.
No, it depends which God, right? If you say we don't know, therefore Jehovah the Trinity, who has manifested Jesus Christ to wash away the sin of our immortal souls, I'm sorry, that hypothesis is not supported by
Well, here's
by
another
the
problem
assertion
then.
that God is the original source, right?
Well, the problem with that whole argument is for someone like myself, I don't believe in a God. So when you keep saying God, to me, it doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't have of the same
I know.
value.
I'm a positive atheist. I believe that there are no gods. That there is. I'm a physicalist. I believe that there is nothing supernatural. That there is nothing mystical. No souls, no ghosts, no spirits, no fairies, no magic. Right?
But then, what distinguishes you from
Everything that
consciousness?
exists is physical.
Yeah, but what distinguishes your consciousness and whatnot? And that
Nothing.
would
It's just emergent from the complexity of my brain. It is explained by the universality of computation. I can solve problems at some level. I interfere with those problems so much so that I have to become aware of myself in solving those problems. Therefore, I am self-aware. Therefore, I am conscious.
all right. So you've had the conscious conversation before. Fuck you. That's not fair. I keep forgetting. Yeah, you left me in the
Right?
dust on that
But
one.
right, but that still doesn't mean I can deny everything that you can take a Sharpie and write God on. Right? If you take your dog and name it God, then I will believe that God exists. That will still make me an atheist because that God is purely physical and just exists.
Then how is that
And
argument had?
and if you talk about the God of Spinoza, if you talk about a deist God, if you talk about a Stoic God, then yes, we are just talking about the universe, reality, existence, such as it is.
Okay. Those okay. That's why you
That
said it matters what depends on the God. Okay.
yeah, it really depends on what you stick that label to.
Mhm.
If you're talking about a supernatural being that can manifest miracles, violate laws of nature, create laws of nature, bring
uh,
souls from the dead, and yeah, no,
okay.
sorry, I
I
don't
see what you're
believe in any
saying.
of those things.
Wait, so can then an atheist believe in those type of gods? The god of rain, God of Sun. I mean, are those the same things? Just these
Well,
unseeable limits have been put on them. I guess I don't know.
it depends. If you are just talking about the concepts, about the personification of them, then yes, and you can use them as poetic images. You can use them. There's a concept called spiritual instrumentalism,
That's when you
which
believe
is,
like you have like a spirit animal and shit, right?
for example, I do Kyudo, I do martial arts. There
Mm-hmm.
is a very important concept in martial arts which is called chi or ki,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or kiai in Japanese, which is basically focusing
Yes.
your inner energy to flow in a certain way through your body.
Yeah.
Now,
Like
I believe that energy,
in
such
jujitsu, we call that
as an
flowing like
energy,
water.
yeah, that energy doesn't exist. It is not measurable. It is not manifested. But when you think that it does, when you approach it as though it does make a significant physical difference in your behavior. You are
Mm-hmm.
more confident. You
Yes.
are more firm, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
If you imagine energy rushing through your body, through your muscles, through your focusing you to your center of gravity, you are more stable.
Yeah.
And that's instrumental spiritualism. You're imagining
Ah.
something that isn't there to focus your behavior, to condition yourself on how you're
Uh,
going to behave
yeah. You're
and how
talking
you're going
about.
to what attitude you're going to take.
Yeah. You're talking about the zone. Yeah.
In some sense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you know. Well, see, and I know there's been a lot of studies on that. If it's actually real or not, I don't know. I personally, to be honest, I think it's real. As an athlete, I feel I have been in those states of mind that give me enhanceability. I mean, you for okay, but when you compete, you have a there is a par performance that you have. There's a good performance, and then there's those performances you have that you remember, and those are the ones that usually you feel like you're there. You're just part of it. Why couldn't your brain manifest the chemicals to do so?
Because it's too complex.
Then how do
Because
old ladies and babies lift cars off people?
old ladies and babies don't lift cars of people,
Yes,
but
they
people
do.
do lift cars of people.
Wait.
The-
Yes, they do. You can't say they don't. I think I've seen
old
videos.
old ladies and babies lift cars of
Okay,
people.
okay. No babies, okay? But I'm pretty sure I've seen an old lady lift a car for her husband once. Not in person, on video.
Yeah,
Or mothers lifting cars off their children. That's probably what I was trying to say. That makes more sense. I'm just saying, why couldn't it be a part of the brain that maybe we're just not in touch with unless it need be? But if that would be the case, then
yes,
there
it is.
would be a case for quote unquote being in the zone to be a real state
It
of
is.
mind. But you just said it wasn't.
So if you made a calculation of the tensile strength of their muscles and the structural strength of their bones and the weight and lever position of that car, you would calculate that it is possible for humans to lift much heavier things than they do. It does require a certain amount of adrenaline. It requires a certain amount of, but it also requires a certain state of mind. It requires your brain literally believing that it can do it or that it should do it or
Mm.
to set everything in motion. If you do not have that belief, if you doubt, if you question, if you check, then you just do not exert everything. You save something for what happens next. If you're not willing to be destroyed in that moment by attempting to do the thing that is otherwise impossible,
Yeah.
you will fail. Right? That's key. That's key. Right? That's key.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, I see what you're saying.
It is physically possible. It is just not available to everybody at every moment. It comes at a moment of.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're
It comes.
saying. Yeah, like for instance, like what we both compete in a martial art. We can't go. This is going to be the one. Click, turn it on. Okay.
Yeah. But on the other hand, a large part of martial arts is training and practicing to do exactly that.
Yes, it is.
To get to teach your body what it can do and how it can do it and how it can approach that limit of functioning safely and
Yes.
reliably and consistently.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've definitely put myself in situations where it was like, go for gold, and then usually things pop and break right after I do that. So I stopped doing that a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, that's a like actually one of those studies. Like I know they did it for many years. I know they did it with a lot of like physical sports. You know, not so much just MMA, but yeah, I think the brain is a clue. We don't know a damn thing about it. I think we're all able to do crazy shit. I don't think we can fly though. No one try that. Like, why couldn't we read minds and shit? What is so impossible about that?
We don't have the receivers and the transmitters for that, or at least that's what we know.
There you go. That we know.
So that information is there. We do have a mechanism for receiving such information. The impulse is so far below our sensory perception. It's like saying, why wouldn't I be able to weigh a bacteria with my hands and accurately say how much it weighs? Right?
Okay.
It's just too small of, like, every electrical current anywhere sends off an electrical wave. Every electrical conductor is an antenna that receives that wave. Hypothetically, yes, your brain waves send off electromagnetic waves, and my neurons and synapses receive those waves. They occupy the same space that those, but the movement that they cause is too weak to produce a signal.
I see. So
That's
can
assuming
you
we're on
train
the same
yourself?
frequency and have the same, like coded. Because I think these things are coded.
Well, that's like saying you can hear a dog whistle. Not everyone can, but maybe you're able to. Is that like what you're saying?
Well, yes, but dog whistles are really, really, really near to what we can perceive, right?
Yeah.
To our normal sensory perception. They're just slightly below our level of hearing. So some people have a wider range and they can hear it, and other people have less of a range. But if you're talking about true telepathy, if you're talking about reading minds through biological mechanism of the brain, then that signal is so far away that, like, you, in the same sense, you can hypothetically detect radio signals, right? You can connect to your Wi-Fi transmitter with your brain. Sorry.
Now I remember
I do
Dr.
not
Emmett
comprehend.
Brown. I just remember Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future.
What's not to comprehend?
I just
Every
don't.
moving electrical charge sets off an electromagnetic wave, right? Every moving,
But if our brains was able to do so, wouldn't it be bombarded with everything else that it's able to pick up?
yes, and it would be using an inordinate amount of energy to receive, amplify, process all that information, where all of that information is utterly useless.
So our brains would pop if it was capable of
Right?
of
Because the thing that I would be receiving from you, like let's imagine that my brain was sensitive enough that if you're standing next to me, I could actually detect your the electromagnetic waves around your head. Right? The things that I would be receiving from you would not be thoughts in English nor images. I would be detecting electromagnetic vibrations. I would need to have a whole mechanism for deciphering those, for somehow figuring out which part of your brain they came from and what your connections in your brain are that sent them, and are they
well,
identical to mine,
that would be the
and
easy part, wouldn't it? Or ooh, I don't want to say
that
easy
would be
part.
and we are somewhat doing that. There are skull caps that you can put on your head that will measure those electromagnetic fields
Mm-hmm. Well,
as weak as they are, and decipher them to the extent that you can give simple instructions just by thinking them. That
okay.
there are even some attempts at visualization, like you imagine something or dream something, and an AI analyzes the electromagnetic signals coming off your head and emulates an image of what you're imagining.
Oh, I think I've seen it. Isn't that like they can get the image, but it's just like a blurry image of it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it because I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, Imaging a dream, I think was what I was searching at the time. Okay, yeah. So it'd be like this. This isn't exactly or something I had saved, so don't be upset if you don't like it. But this would be like the best example of what I'm talking about when it comes to them illustrating your dreams to people. Things that I've seen on it. It's kind of like this. All these like pictures. So it's like the one on the left is like how we would perceive something, we see things, but like when they do the brain imaging dream thing, the image comes out looking something like that, where there's no detail,
Yeah.
there's no face, but it has an idea of what you're, like you're saying, it's able to distinguish certain energy waves, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
So that's one half of that's the broadcast half.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, yeah, every so that's those charges in your brain moving and sending off electromagnetic waves, because every charge that's moving is automatically causing a magnetic field. Since it's causing, that means that magnetic field is appearing and disappearing. A changing magnetic field will cause a changing electric field, which will cause, oh, that's light, right? That's Maxwell's law. So every moving charge will automatically send off some electromagnetic signal, and every charge in the path of that signal will be moved by it, will be wiggled by it. So those charges in your neurons will set off a wave. That wave will move charges in my brain or in your table or in everything that they go through. Now, if those charges move enough, they will cause a current and you will have a signal on the other side. That's literally how broadcasters and antennas work. And if you have even the tiniest bit of a signal, you can use amplifiers to amplify it, such as transistors or diodes that only let electricity in one direction, or transistors use a small current to let a high current through. So you can amplify that signal. Right? So all of the components are there. Now, are they there in a way which works? No, not in that sense that you can just have telepathy for free. But
so is it so? So the possibility is there, but people that think they can do this, is that fake then?
yes,
Oh, okay. It's not possible. Okay, yeah, okay. Just the idea of what it is. But what about people that like find dead bodies and stuff in places? Guess that'd be a different phenomenon, but is that real?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, like the people like the cops hire, and they're like they go to people's houses and they like end up finding their bodies like somewhere in their brain or something.
As far as I know, that's all bullshit.
Okay. I don't know. So who is Edgar Casey?
I've spent an inordinate amount of time with New Agers and psychics, and like a group, a local kind of psychic community took us in. I've had a very violent stepfather, and there was a point where the rest of us, mom and my brother and sister, like collectively just ran away from home and hid for a couple of weeks. And this group of psychics, one of which was my mother's friends, took us in, so we lived with them. And I saw really weird ways in which people delude themselves. And when you get inside, it's kind of really obvious that they're deluding themselves. I have no doubt that they believe it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
it's sufficient. It works for them. For them, it is that spiritual instrumentalism is good enough. They don't need anything better.
okay, I see.
It works.
Okay, so it's
It creates sense in situations when there is no sense. The hardest thing to accept, even for me philosophically, is that things sometimes happen chaotically, that without rhyme or reason. Well, there is a physical reason to them happening, but there is no teleological reason. There is no purpose to it happening. The fact that this really nice person just walked out into the street and got hit by a car, or a branch fell off a tree and hit them and killed them, that's hard to reconcile with. And it's much easier to reconcile with it if you just sprinkle it with spirituality and give it some poetic truth.
I don't know. I don't believe in ghosts and shit, but there's some weird shit that happens.
There is some weird shit that happens, yes. Does it have any regularity, or are those freak occurrences? Because there are so many things happening constantly in the world, everywhere, especially in a world with agents which are doing things constantly, day in, day out, that it would be very odd if some strange things didn't happen.
That's true.
And
I
then
guess it's that irregularity that makes it that blows it up so much.
Yes, exactly. Isn't it really, really odd that this specific thing happened? Well, if you take into account all of the little things that you didn't notice because they were perfectly, perfectly normal, then it's not that odd. This is just, it's a 1 in a million thing that happened once in a million. Why would that be odd?
I guess when you look at it that way, yeah.
Right? 1 million people walked out of their house, passed under a tree, and weren't hit by a branch. This one person walked out of their house, walked under a tree, and got hit by a branch and killed. It was fated. Or even worse, 1 million people walked out of their house, passed by a tree, and nothing happened. And one person walked by a tree, and a branch fell and fell 3 meters away from them. But it was so sudden that they will swear that it wasn't 3 meters. It was like this close. It passed inches from my head.
Wait.
It was like God Himself saved me and spared me from certain death.
Barney, there are videos on YouTube of that happening.
I know.
I have a story, personal story. It may not be interesting, but in 1996, I have an itch for milk, and I used to drink milk more than water, or cola, or soda, or something like that. I was obsessed with drinking milk. I was enjoying it, like for 6 months, and then I had an accident. A truck passed over my knees, and I broke my knee. And the doctors, they didn't know that my knee was broken. And after like 40 days, I made another X-ray, and they said, "Oh God, your knee's broken, and it healed, and you should have went through operation to put these metal things." But it just healed fine. So I don't know if even milk is good for bones, as everyone says, but it looked like something from heaven made me
Crow.
like milk.
Crow,
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
you get hit by a milk truck?
No, it was a malaria truck.
Okay, just checking.
So yeah, that's it.
Damn. I was gonna tell you now, if that was me, I would like doctors. My knees got ran over by a truck. I'm gonna need you guys to look a little closer. I'm not going home until you look a little closer. Like just walk it off. No,
Yeah, they
you need
said
to look closer.
they said I should walk in 2 weeks, but then it was like 6 weeks, and I couldn't even put my foot on the floor.
Hey, just put me in a cast. They're like, there's nothing broken. I just got ran over by a truck.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Yeah, you don't ask questions. Just wrap her up. A reindeer? No, I said don't ask. It's so amazing. Some people just...
And that's another reason why hunting is acceptable.
Is
You have
what?
to control those. That's another reason why hunting is acceptable. You've got to control those reindeer before they run over everybody.
So, I'm happy you just reminded me then. But I heard that Barney here got an idea of the name that trait name.
What? Barney got an idea of?
Or you got to hear it? That's what I meant to say. Did you hear that? Or was
So
that?
I heard that I asked you to where you very kindly agreed to look at name that trait argument.
Oh, he was going to. Okay, that's what it was.
He has looked at it, and he's given me a few pointers.
Are there pointers to
But
that?
I'd be very interested to have Barney talk us through it, because I really appreciate what he sent me in the text. but given the way Barney can articulate stuff, I would really appreciate it if he wouldn't mind running through it.
He really sucks at articulating stuff, just so you know. But that's enough.
If
I was kidding. Damn.
so was I.
Is that something you want to do, Barney?
Fine. Is there a specific question in there? If
I don't.
if the ask is just articulated better, like I've written him pages of
Hey,
articulation.
I don't have any questions because I was new to it, but he had said something to me about it, so that's why I brought it up. So he probably had the questions. Go ahead, Dave.
basically, you've mentioned that they start out with a couple of fallacies. So, as somebody who is not educated in logic or the fallacies, could you explain exactly, well, not exactly, but a rough explanation of what they are and where you see the problem with them?
So it depends on how the argument is laid out, right? I've given you two different examples of how it can be laid out. One of them was on Veganpedia or Vegan Philosophical Wiki, something like that.
Yeah,
Philosophical
the wiki,
Vegan Wiki, right?
yeah.
Where they go through a specific form of that argument, and that specific form that they go through is invalid. The premises don't justify the conclusion. It is so the official meaning, the official name for that is a non sequitur. He said a premise, and then he said a second premise, and then he had drawn a conclusion which conversationally sounds okay, but it's not deductive. It isn't drawn from those premises. Now, in the video that you've sent me, it was presented in a different way, where he would first get you to agree to something, and if you didn't agree, he would call you out as being in contradiction, and that's where he's wrong, because the thing that he was proposing is called a Sorites fallacy. Sorites in Greek literally means a heap, and it's that thing of, let's say you have a bale of straw or a heap of sand, right? When you take away a single grain of sand, does it stop being a heap? And then you take another. Does it now stop being a heap? You start with 10,000 grains and you try to ascertain at which point, what is the point when you remove one grain of sand from the heap that the heap stops being a heap?
So this is where where people bring up the argument that animals aren't humans, and this is where they're assigning the different
Attributes, right? Name which attribute, when you remove it, which attribute is missing in animals, such that when you remove it from humans, humans are no longer morally valuable and no longer need to be preserved. And
right.
I've given you 5 different ways of attacking that.
Yeah.
One,
So, just out of
moral.
interest, though,
Go ahead.
in the clip that I gave you of them running this argument against somebody, am I right in believing that the way they are phrasing it is that they are classing humans with mental disabilities as being not human because they're missing some of the traits as they want to define them?
So is that the first video? Like there's
That was
2
the first
videos
video,
that you've
yeah.
sent.
Yeah,
The
that was
first
the first
video for
video.
me was completely nonsensical. It was just 2 guys bickering. I didn't hear the argument. I didn't hear the counter argument in that. It was just 2 guys bickering.
Yeah, and this is the
And
way they run the argument all the time.
yeah, and that lasts for half an hour, and I couldn't be bothered. That there was no coherent presentation, no argumentation, no counter arguments. It was just bickering.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So it does. And from your own personal viewpoint, that I appreciate exactly what you said to me in the message about treating all species with a moral value. One of the arguments I brought up with them was what happens if in countries like the UK where we don't have predators and stuff, well, what happens if a population of an animal isn't controlled and disease and everything spreads in it? Is control not a good thing?
I don't know what you're asking me.
So in a herd of wild deer, if the population isn't controlled, you get an increase of disease spreading through that herd, and through proper management, you can, by removing the sick animals, you overall increase the health of that herd. Is that not a good thing, or?
So it depends. What has the greatest moral value? Right? Is nature itself a moral value? Does allowing nature to take its course morally valuable? Because nature seeks balance and finds balance because everything finds balance. Right?
Yeah.
So
No,
when
I
you're
agree with that.
interfering to improve the position of one thing, are you violating the moral value of nature? You are doing something good for the herd. You're not doing something good for the individual that you're killing. You're not doing something good for nature. Right? So that's the thing. The moral, like, I don't know how to escape moral relativism. I don't see things as so black and white that you can call one action good in absolutely every respect and the other action bad in absolutely every respect. There are no such actions. Everything is good in some respect and bad in some other respect. It is the balance between those two that kind of defines where that value is, and that cannot be equally valued by every moral agent or every observer. So yes, morality is at least somewhat relative. If that is so, there are some actions which are more or less better than worse. There are actions that are better for some outcomes that you want to achieve if you want to be more consequentialist, right? If you want that herd to prosper, that might be a good option. But if you want the human race to prosper, then eugenics might be a good thing. If you just do them right. That was the original argument for eugenics. Nowadays, from the experience we've gained then, eugenics are an atrocity. They are one of the greatest moral evils that you can perform.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
You've
Evening prayer.
You've done your usual trick of making me having to think more about stuff, and I see
Yes, it's
that people are looking to see your pictures in the live chat. But Barney, again, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to look at that, and I really do appreciate what you sent me through.
it's usually when somebody tries to corner you and force you to say whether it's black or white, Like that's just sophistry. That's just ad hoc reasoning. Like the proper name for that is what was it? Something like amathia, the opposite of philosophy, right? It is being smart without being wise. Being clever.
Yeah, and I get the impression that the people that generally run that NTT argument are doing that too.
Yes. Yes, it's pure sophistry. It's pure rhetoric. It's pure sophistry. It is, aha, I can get you with this. I have found a way to phrase my words so that if you agree with this, and if I just give you binary yes or no choices through the process, that you will fall into this trap unless you realize which fallacies I have committed. And even if you do realize that, like, there is no real response to the to the heap fallacy, right? To the paradox.
Yeah.
Because it's a paradox. You are trying to work logic out of a nonsensical statement to begin with. And not all of our categorizations of how we group the concepts into things, how we categorize things. It's not all ran by reason or logic or well-defined or binary or black and white. It just isn't. Reason is useful where it's applicable. That doesn't mean that it can be applied to everything.
What's up, Lemon? Lemon, you there?
He's here, but he's still muted.
Just maybe he's listening in. No worries. I'm confused by something. Okay, Montreal, I wish you'd come in here because I asked you if Coriolis is... What is Coriolis? You said Coriolis was visual. I asked you... What did I ask you? I asked you what is visual. You said the Coriolis effect. And then you said it's not real. And no, not yet, Hannah. I haven't showed the pictures yet. I'll probably do that in a little bit. Again, it's not like anything really to show for. I haven't done any of the data or anything yet. But I do have pictures.
Coriolis just means something is spinning. The thing that's spinning is space over the unmoving Earth, but the Earth itself is still and motionless.
Then what causes the Coriolis effect?
The spin of the ether.
So then the ether is spinning in a uniformed way everywhere?
Once a day over the Earth. It spins, the drift that you would note would differ based off of your altitude, where you are on the Earth, the housing of the instrument you use to detect the drift, that sort of thing that Dayton Miller and others talked about when they tested for this stuff back in the early 20th century.
Wouldn't the... So, for instance, in the case of bullets, sniper fire, how is the uniformed path in the Coriolis effect everywhere? I don't know how to even ask that question. I mean, the way you're saying it is like saying that where we think is Earth rotation, you're saying is basically wind.
The ether wind, which can pass in and out of objects. Usually you don't think of the wind going in and out of objects. You think of it pushing objects, but not going in and out of them.
Sean?
Yeah.
Just a second. I think that this is my cue to leave and go and get some sleep. Thank you for having me on today.
Fuck you, Barney. I was just about to say this is out of I don't know. This is on you. No worries though. Thank you, Barney. I'm
afraid of Lemon, and I have to run away before he shows me for a fool that I am.
What? Barney? What? Did I Grab something?
No. Barley's tired. All right. I don't know I don't even know what those studies are, but I do know that they're. Hmm. See, I'm trying to understand what. Okay, so an ether wind that passes through things causes bullets to drift.
No. Um, I don't know about that, but the ether gives space solidity. And it appears to have enough solidity to deflect light in that it goes slower against the flow of this ether space this way and speed up with the flow of it this way when you split the light beam in the interferometer. It
But but
basically is
but we're talking
solid
about.
enough or whatever to slow down light or whatever, depending on how you think light travels. As a bullet, like, from a gun, or as waves and ripples of said ether, making it like a drop in an ocean of ether or something like that. And these
But
ripples
I'm
being
confused.
interpreted as light.
I'm confused because you're talking about light, but I'm talking about a bullet, an object, a hurricane, um, a toilet in Australia. Just kidding. Uh, uh, those aren't situations of how light bends. Those are situations of physical objects that are having a rotation due to something.
Well, the bullet's deflection can be explained by the Magnus effect. The Magnus effect is similar, except it just talks about an object moving through a fluid medium and deflected by the solidity of the fluid medium that it's going through. It's like
But that
throwing a
wouldn't.
football. If you throw the
But
football
if
with
I.
no spin,
Uh-huh.
it'll go through the air, but it'll go through a whole lot better if it's got a spiral to it to kind of cut through this medium of air and I would say ether,
Okay.
due to the Magnus effect kind of deflecting it a little bit. So you can explain it with the Magnus effect anyway.
Okay, but I'm looking at the definition for what it is. It says the observable phenomenon commonly associated with a spinning object moving through air or another fluid. So when I think of this, I'm thinking of situations like shooting a bullet in a tank of water. The bullet doesn't deflect to either or direction, and if it does deflect to a direction, it's not going to be a consistent direction. Whereas in the
Yeah, you can
Coriolis
think
effect
of
with a
air as a
bullet,
fluid as well, because people do treat
yeah.
air as a fluid as
Yeah,
well. Air and I
absolutely.
would say ether.
But again, through any median, we're not seeing a deflection to either side of a target due to the median. So if we shot it through the fluid air, it doesn't deflect in one. It doesn't deflect to one side, and when we do it in water, it deflects to another side. It doesn't work that way. The Coriolis effect works through that fluid. Excuse me, that fluid median air, and it's a consistent. It's a consistent deflection. It's not like something that would be drastically different if I shot into a tank of water with a bullet. That bullet may deflect in any direction at any time. How you doing, Blue?
It
I'd
depends
like
on
to
the
say
force
about
of the
magnet.
fluid as it circles over the Earth, but I would chalk up the Coriolis effects that we see from the spinning of ether space, as opposed to from the motion of the Earth, which is still and motionless and unmoving.
Okay, so then what is driving this ether wind, and more importantly, what is what in your idea is containing this atmosphere?
The atmosphere is contained by a solid firmament of some sort. I would wager based off of the Bible and based off of the fact that we
But
don't
then,
see gas contained in any other way. And what makes the ether spin, I don't
before you go too
know.
far, that ensues that we live in an isolated system, and we don't refer to our atmosphere as a gas system. There's a difference between gas pressure and atmospheric pressure.
What's the difference?
Um, I would like Blue to explain that so I don't just destroy it if he can.
I
Otherwise, it's going to be real. Yeah. Crow, go ahead.
I have a question.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
okay.
So first of all, is there a branch in physics that's called gas mechanics, or is it fluid mechanics?
Pretty sure it's fluid mechanics.
Exactly. What goes to a gas goes to a liquid, and you can contain a liquid in a container that doesn't have a cover. So even if the Earth is flat, uh, after 100 kilometer upwards, there will be vacuum, and you don't need a dome to contain that atmosphere. All you need is just walls that are high enough, more than 100 kilometers, that will contain the atmosphere of
Hmm.
or the
Well,
atmosphere of the Earth, the
but
planet.
the problem with that is that in places like Australia, South America, we would be able to see that ice wall that was that tall because it would extend high enough that we would be able to see it through the thinner atmosphere that we do see. So that this
We
not
can calculate the angular size of that 100-kilometer wall from Australia.
it would have to be it would have to be way higher than 100 kilometers. Matter
Well,
of
the
fact,
atmosphere
it
is
wouldn't even have to be
nearly,
if it was 100 kilometers, we would see it. Australia would see it. South America, I
yeah,
think, would see it.
maybe.
We would have
I'll do,
pictures.
I'll do the math.
We would definitely have more of a we would act that would actually be evidence for flat Earth, but we don't have that. It's just
Well,
not
the sun
there.
looks like it's shining through a surface of some sort with sundogs reinterpreted. And unless we're saying that we have huge high walls with no covering on the top, most of the time you would think that there was some sort of dome like container over the whole thing to give you things like the Schumann resonance, the sundogs, the elves and sprites, the electrical activity that appears to go up and hit appear to hit a barrier at a certain altitude, the pieces that might be chunks that fall off of it, like meteorites and things like that. The what else is there?
Let me,
Lightning that appears
have
to
you
arc up into the sky.
have you ever seen like snowflakes, like decent sized snowflakes?
Once or twice.
Have you seen? Was it on a sunny day? I don't know if that's.
No.
Again, I don't. I live in San Diego, so I've never seen a snowflake. So, but because I'm looking at a sundog, and it's giving the explanation of it, and the explanation for a sundog, and I'm damn it,
Yeah.
Khalid, damn, there you go. Wait, so it says a sundog is a member of the family of the halos that is caused by refraction of sunlight by ice crystals in the atmosphere. Sundogs typically appear as a pair of subtly colored patches of light around 22 degrees to the left and right of the sun. So we understand what a sundog is. It wouldn't be something that's coming off a dome. It'd be coming off ice crystals.
You buy that? That sounds like a weak excuse. Each of the ice crystals would refract individually, and you wouldn't have a unified sundog. And
Okay,
also,
so
you have parhelions, which look just like sundogs, just in warmer areas. That
so
sounds like a really weak explanation.
so shouldn't we see these all day, every day, in certain temperatures
Depends
instead?
on the location of the sun and how close it is and the angle it is to the surface that it's shining through.
Well, it says around 22 degrees, left or right of the sun.
Yeah, it depends on where the sun is and where you are in relation to the sun. You'd
Well,
have to get the right angle.
at 22 degrees, left or right of the sun, and if the sun were as close as you're saying it was, that would that would put you really far away. Like, and don't these sundogs actually typically happen above like midday?
The sundogs happen in colder places, but there are parhelions that happen in even warmer places that look
Well,
kind of similar. Looks like
well,
the
yeah,
sun
you
with the
can.
haze
Yeah, you
shining
can.
through a surface.
Yeah, you can have. Well, you have hailstorms in Texas, so yeah, you can have uh, ice crystals in the sky in a warm climate area. That does happen, but again, it's still explained. And when I'm okay, I'll show a couple examples of what I'm saying. So when I'm looking
And
at these
so,
sundogs,
uh-huh.
the thing I'm seeing is this. When we're looking at ones like this, or sorry, it's lagging. Here we go. So when we're looking at these, for instance, like this one, or get a better one, these ones. These don't depict a dome over us type shape. it looks like refracted light, just like as if you put it through a prism, or you know what I mean. So when we're saying like they're looking at sundogs, it's not a situation of like it's over a dome, because if that were the case, these things, the dome would actually be insanely small.
Yeah, these are local.
It
Yeah,
depends on the
sundogs are
section
very
of the
local.
dome it's shining through. The ice crystals appear to be at best the screen for the phenomenon that's already occurring. It's not causing
But
the appearance; it's just a screen for what you're seeing,
but if it
like a
but
mist or like the paper or the little screen that you project the phenomenon onto.
but that if that were the case, where for this picture we're looking at now, we would like it would. Hang on, let me make it bigger. It would like the that would mean the dome that it's projecting would be ending right there.
Not necessarily. It might just be shining through a specific section of the dome. That's it. With the rest of it, curving beyond or whatever. It depends on the angles. Depends on the incidence of the light, the angles, how far away the source is. There's a bunch of different factors with that.
So
But there's
using
only one factor that should exist to see this:
What's that?
to have snow in the air. No snow,
ice,
no
ice,
this.
ice in there.
Ice, yeah. So would we see the same thing if it was a light source?
It just looks like the sun shining through a surface, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it does look so, but
Mm. That's what I got when I put sundog with flashlight. Yep.
Also, with the other evidence, we could make a pretty decent case for some sort of containment with the Schumann resonance of the Earth. The Earth
Uh
vibrates
huh.
like it's a hollow cavity. That would go with like a firmament dome containing it on some level.
Where
Elsman
does this
writes
where are they getting that from? I would love to see that. Where
the
are they saying
Schumann
it's
resonance.
what
I'll
is
put
that?
it in the chat. You can interpret that as the Earth being a hollow cavity that is vibrating. Sherman resonance. So it appears the evidence is here. It's just how the evidence is interpreted, really. Flat Earth, round Earth, or whatever. The Schumann resonance. I think I spelt that correctly. That
That's
should
it.
give some sort of result.
Okay. Here it is.
and
Shit.
Sean, by the way, you're right. We would have seen that ice wall if it was 100 kilometer because its angular size would be 1.5 degrees.
Yeah, it'd be fucking huge. You'd be uh sailing in the southern oceans and just staring at a wall.
I was wrong.
uh, okay, so it says set of spectrum P. I see. I don't understand this. I don't even.
Resonance is like vibration, like when you sing a note and it resonates with the glass, it'll make the glass vibrate even stronger than it normally would before, all the way to the point of possibly breaking if you get the right frequency and the right resonant frequency to increase the standing vibration of the glass. So it appears that they're talking about vibration frequencies or whatever that are already out there that amplify other effects if you combine other sounds with them. That's resonance. It's like amplified sound. You can get stronger effects, weaker effects, destructive effects, constructive effects, that sort of thing.
Okay. So okay. So is this like a study that shows like the different penetration values of frequencies?
It's basically appears to be saying that there's some sort of standing vibration. And when you're dealing with, those sorts of resonant frequencies, you may be talking about hollow cavities like that glass, you
Oh,
know.
okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's like the universe has a hum and all that kind of. That doesn't mean hollow. If that were the case, then we would have an echo, not the
We do
vibration.
with thunder. When thunder
Thunder.
clashes, there's an echo with that.
Doesn't have anything to do with the inside of the Earth. The
Yeah.
resonance is between the surface and the ionosphere, and it's
The ev-
caused by lightning. All you have to do is read your own research there, Lemon.
the evidence is there. It's just how it's interpreted. I would wager that the evidence has been poorly interpreted toward a globe when maybe it can be better interpreted toward a flat and closed plane.
What does
Well, you
say?
should do that then.
It'll take time to absorb the sciences onto the flat Earth as much as possible,
Well,
or as
first you'll have to learn about the sciences.
Wait, this is this anywhere in this study have to do with a hollow Earth?
Hell no, it's talking about between the Earth and the ionosphere. It's got nothing to do with a hollow Earth.
the ionodome. They came up with the ionosphere to explain
Ionosphere.
why the radio frequencies were reaching all over the globe.
Oh crap!
Oh, Lemon, fuck you. You had me looking through this. You had me looking through this thing like, where does this say? It's like the Earth is hollow.
That you can just reinterpret it with a flat plane under a hollow dome.
or
Just as
it could just be the. Oh my God, he's here. Oh, thank God. Hey, Cage, how you doing, buddy? It's been a while.
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you been?
Good, man. You?
Good. You ever talked to Lemon before?
Lemon? Was that? Who's that?
The flat earther.
I'm not sure. I've been on like a bunch of channels, so I don't really remember. I may have. I don't know.
hi.
Wait, who's Lemon though? Are they here?
He just said hi.
Yeah, Lemon just
Oh
said
yeah,
hi.
what's up, man?
What up?
What are you guys talking about? Something like I heard something about a hollow Earth.
Reinterpreting the Schumann resonance for a flat plane under a dome.
Wait. I'm confused. Whoa. Wait, hang on. Lemon, problem. Your whole argument for the Schumann thing is a hollow Earth. That wouldn't be possible on a flat Earth. You wouldn't have those readings.
You would have a flat plane under a dome with a hollow cavity.
What would the hollow
The Schumann,
cavity
it
be?
has something to do with the ionosphere. I'm pretty sure.
I'd say that the ionosphere is probably the ionodome.
It's so weird to say. No, it's the ionosphere.
Yeah, it's 7.83 hertz. People think it's like healing or something. You know?
The frequency of the
ozone
Earth.
layer? You talking about the ozone
When
layer?
you vibrate in resonance with the vibration, what's her name? Fiona Barnett says that you can do like telepathy, you can astral project and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Well, the mind actually has it gives out a frequency too, like that's detectable, and it's true. There's been studies in the University of Laurentian in Sudbury, Ontario, that's proven if they use certain frequencies, it enhances mind-to-mind transmission. It's been proven in
We were just
inside
talking about that. We were actually
laboratories.
just talking about that earlier.
It's like real fact. It's like it happens. Like maybe people don't consciously know it.
With like,
Even like you ever
but
like
you need like
meet
machines to do it though.
Yeah, you ever meet somebody and they give you like a weird vibe or something? But like in person. You know?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like in person.
Not on the internet. Okay.
No, it's a little harder on the internet. In person.
No, it's not.
You know, well,
Oh,
yeah,
believe
probably
me,
not.
it's not. No.
Oh, yeah, probably not. But yeah, one of those. So like maybe it's probably has something to do with that. They probably have some weird shit going through their minds.
Probably through the internet too. There's a lot of stuff that's transferred through these wires, not just our voices, probably other frequencies as well.
Like the CIA. listening in?
The NSA.
CIA, NSA, Facebook, MySpace, gathering your metadata,
I
your
think it's awesome
pictures,
that like
your
it goes
associates.
FBI, ATF, Facebook.
I think
Facebook, internet.
the Illuminati can actually transmit smell through the internet.
Really? Fascinating.
Wait, are you guys flat earthers? Or whatever that shit is?
The
Maybe.
Earth measures and looks demonstrably flat.
You're a hollow earther.
The Earth is flat. It can be hollow underneath, but it's flat on top.
So it's flat and hollow?
Like a hollowed out iceberg that's flattened on the top, on pillars on top of a watery deep.
Okay, but what? Okay, why though?
We're not seeing 8 inches per mile squared, which would be needed for it to be a globe. It would be even worse around 80 degrees latitude
But who's benefiting
west
from this conspiracy of the shape of the Earth? How does this benefit anyone? What shape it is? What if it's a fucking triangle? Then what?
NASA's getting a bunch of money for something else other than space travel. If their rockets are going up and curving to avoid hitting the firmament, the covering of our world. Inaccurate heliocentric maps hide land, people, and resources.
Bro, you're trolling for sure. I don't even take you seriously right now at all.
No, this is real.
Research it.
Trust me.
Research it while you can before YouTube scrubs all the videos. Try to use DuckDuckGo or one of those search platforms that aren't heavily controlled by Google.
I don't know. I think there's a lot more important things to worry about.
Yeah. Also, it helps undercut the atheist worldview a little bit if we're centrally positioned, geocentric, and the center of creation, as it were, making some of those biblical narratives much more probable and undercutting some of the atheist narratives that are out there, like Darwinism, evolution, communism, and stuff like that.
How would that be affected by the shape of the planet?
Well, right now the narrative is where some accident, just randomly rocketing through space, no purpose, no real design, no anything like that. Not as much as, say, if we were in the center of everything with the sun, moon, and stars revolving over and around us. No real design, no anything like that. Not as much as, say, if we were in the center.
To me, you're just making no sense at all. That's what I don't even fucking understand what you're saying, to be honest with you.
Give it time. In the Hebrew flat earth cosmology in particular, God is above the heavens. You got the firmament, the waters above, and God's heavenly throne above that. But in the globe, God is nowhere to be found. In a desperate search to find God, people go to other dimensions, like seances, fallen angels, and stuff like that, in a desperate bid to try to find the Creator, which is nowhere to be found.
I'm telling you, the Earth's a triangle, okay? It's a pyramid.
When those angels fall in limit, is that gravity causing it?
Gravity doesn't exist.
Wait, who is that? Who's feedbacking? Hello?
I don't think it's
you.
me. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you. Pretty sure it's you. Yeah, yep, it's definitely you.
I'm gonna leave.
No, don't leave, Cage. You're awesome.
I'll come back. So hopefully it stops. Is it gone?
I think so. Maybe, possibly.
Okay, good. But yeah, what happened to buddy I was talking to?
Oh, Lemon. I think he's having connection problems. Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know if I should is he actually being serious? Because it just sounds like he's fucking around to me.
That's women.
So what do you think, Sean? I don't even remember. Do you believe? Do you think? Why are you one of these people? Why is this even an argument? I don't even understand.
Oh, it's not an argument.
For people, it is though. It's like this. I thought that was it was just like a whole joke. I never thought.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't a joke.
I thought this whole thing started as a joke, and then people started taking it seriously.
Possibly.
I think, man. But either way, there's no point of anyone lying about what shape the Earth is.
I agree.
And there's definitely curvature to the Earth.
How do you know?
If I'm from Toronto, I go on top of the CN Tower. You're like, I should be able. If the Earth was flat, I should be able to see a lot further.
The atmosphere is too dense.
I guess like smog and shit. But
yeah.
Fuck, I don't know, man.
So you don't have any actual evidence for curvature?
I don't, but just like you look at the moon, it looks pretty round.
Yeah, like a pizza.
You look at other things, they look round just because it's the face you're looking at.
Well, does it look like a ball or a pizza?
It looks like a pizza because you can't, but it looks from a pizza from anywhere in the world.
But like, that's flat.
It's not really flat because if it's flat, it would be a square then. Because if it was flat here, but then I flew to fucking China, the moon's still gonna look the same.
Yeah, it's flat, like a picture.
No.
Yeah, it is just a reflection on the dome after all.
Okay, but even if it was, does it really matter though?
Well, if the moon's flat, then the government is definitely lying to us.
They lie about a bunch of things, but maybe not that. But what benefit is it to anyone to lie about that? That's what I don't get.
More cheese.
Yeah, but so what do you think about the coronavirus then? You think that was created? Because that's nature. That I believe.
By nature.
You don't think it was created in a laboratory?
No. What the fuck?
It happens all the time. And people do smuggle them out of the laboratories.
I keep forgetting. Oh, Cage, I forgot. You're mixed with a bunch of reality with a tinge of crazy. I forgot about this.
No, it's not crazy. This is like...
Yeah, I remember. Because you came at me with 5 different things put together that sounded like complete crap altogether. But when I researched, each individual situation was real. Just had nothing to do with each other.
Well, no, for how I'm saying it does happen. I can send you this article right now. It's from back in July of 2019. Article is called "Chinese Researcher Escorted from Infectious Disease Lab Amid RCMP Investigation." RCMP is like the FBI. Dr. Xiaongu Q was accepting a Governor General's Innovation Award at Rideau Hall in 2018. It's a picture of her. And then it goes on to say how we have one of the only level 4 microbiology labs in North America in Winnipeg. And this lady and an unknown number of her students got kicked out of there for a policy breach right before this. And these people are used to dealing with the highest level of containment and pathogens and things such as Ebola and stuff. It's saying at a level 4 virology facility is a lab equipped to work with the most serious and deadly human and animal diseases. That makes the Arlington Street Lab one of the only handful in North America capable of handling pathogens requiring the highest level of containment, such as Ebola. At the end of the article, it goes on to say that back in 2008, someone got arrested for smuggling the Ebola virus out of there into the United States. So this shit does happen.
But did it say that the Ebola virus was made there?
Yes, they make them there, and
they don't make the.
They may make different strains because look, you see how strains mutate.
Yes.
So, yeah, so a
So wait,
coronavirus.
wait. So are you saying that maybe
The common
they?
flu is a coronavirus. SARS is a
Yes,
coronavirus. MERS is a
exactly,
coronavirus.
exactly. So what I'm asking you is
COVID-19.
maybe
All it
did
means
they
is
have
oh,
so did they get these viruses, and then are they like messing with them in a laboratory, or are you saying that
yeah,
they
they're messing with
actually?
them. Why the fuck are they?
Yeah, dude, yeah. That's how we get like vaccines and shit, I think.
Yeah, but why are they smuggling this
Oh,
shit?
and where's that article published?
It's CBC. I'm gonna send you the link right now. It's crazy. And this is before coronavirus, so
Well, oh yeah, and what was the
no,
breach for?
I don't know. They say in the article that people are scared to talk about it because they think they're gonna get something's gonna
Okay,
happen to them.
so the breach the breach could
They just
have.
say a policy breach. That's all they say.
Okay, so it has nothing. It doesn't say anything about anything being smuggled. Nothing.
No, but last time someone
Okay.
already got caught. Someone got caught for the Ebola, smuggling Ebola virus into the U.S., which is crazy. Why is anyone smuggling viruses? That means this
Okay.
shit
Well,
does happen.
how many? So did they smuggle measles out of there?
I don't know, man. All
Well,
I know is someone's in federal
why
jail
not?
right now for that shit.
Why not assume it because they smuggled Ebola?
This is public information. This is what they're allowing people to know if they actually look into it.
What? Wait, I'm confused. But we have looked into it. That's how we know.
Well, we could just. Those are assumptions. This is what we're being told. Okay, this is just fact. This was happening.
But what you're saying is just what I'm being told. But
Exactly. We don't know
but
for
they,
sure, but why would they lie
but
about that?
but they have. Yeah. Why would they lie? Why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? Why would they lie about the coronavirus?
If you look at it, coronavirus happened at the perfect time for the Chinese CCP, Chinese Communist Party.
Perfect time.
Perfect time for them. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect timing for them.
How's it perfect timing?
It was in a state of fucking anarchy right before this shit happened. There's people getting lit on fire.
I forgot about the anarchy thing. Okay. Which government was overthrown?
No one got overthrown, but it was this whole thing with Hong Kong, which is heavily tied to China, and it was Democrats versus the communist people, and people were getting beaten up and stuff.
Okay, you said a whole anarchy thing.
People are going crazy. Go look at the videos. There's people getting raided.
No. I believe you. I remember I looked into it. That is real. Again, no correlation to COVID.
Okay, well, right before that, right before it was in that happened, and then
right
U.S.
before
put
a year ago.
Yeah, but
those started a year ago.
Yeah, COVID started earlier over there.
No, wait,
the
what?
First case
in
China was.
So when was the first case?
I think it was last year at some point.
Yeah, but what part of the year?
I think it was March or something. I think that's what they're reporting now. Who knows what it really was, but it takes a while to start spreading this shit. So, and then I don't know, man. It could happen. It has happened in the past. Look what North America. When people came to North America, they gave fucking native people blankets with measles on it, so they can get them all sick and kill them, or smallpox or something.
When did that happen?
It's fucking when the colonization was happening. When I learned that shit in school. Who knows if it's true or not? But his story, right? But everything's speculation. This makes more sense.
Hang on. It is so odd that you came in and you're like, "Is Lemon trolling me right now?" And then suddenly, COVID's man-made.
I'm saying it could be spread intentionally, possibly, or it could come from a wet market.
Okay, if people wanted to spread it intentionally, why are they telling us to stay indoors? Why wouldn't they just give it to us and let us all die? Why would they put it in the flu vaccine?
Because Not everyone's in on that shit. Like,
because too many people will take the flu vaccine.
maybe it's like a test to see how people react. I don't know.
Well, then why don't they say the flu's killing everyone? Stay indoors.
Maybe it's a test because, like, you know, the flu
No,
kills
but
like a
no.
shitload of people.
But if it
every
was
year.
a test, why wouldn't they just say the flu, the thing that we all believe is real? Why wouldn't they just say that is killing everyone? Stay indoors. Why would they make up
coronavirus
something?
that's like SARS. Remember SARS?
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
And no one was saying SARS was fake. Why is COVID-19 fake now?
It's not fake. It's real, but I'm just saying, like, who knows how it actually started.
Man-made or from nature.
Okay, well, all I'm saying, man, is this is just there's we have a microbiology lab here in Canada, and there's people who've been arrested for smuggling shit out of here, and we had Chinese researchers sent back to China because they were fucking around in there right before this shit happened.
Doing what?
They won't release it. They don't know.
Then how do you know it wasn't because? Never mind. I was gonna say something super vulgar. It's so unnecessary. So caught myself. How do you know he wasn't caught fornicating with monkeys? Yeah, and that was and that was the very nice version of what I was thinking.
Fucking banging monkeys, you might have been. Who knows?
Okay, that has nothing to do with COVID, but you correlated it with COVID.
Well, yeah, well, they deal with coronavirus there, so
you could have created the COVID.
It could have been me.
Yeah,
I'm the mastermind behind it all.
It could have been blue.
But the U.S. did put tariffs on them right before that.
Yeah,
for all imports and shit.
True. Again, another true fact.
Researcher at the lab convicted of
again, dude, that's my favorite part about you. Everything you're saying is happening. Nothing you're saying is bullshit. Wait. None of the situations you're talking about are not happening. They're all real.
I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I know, no. But what you've done is you correlate everything. Correlate My Little Pony, Skittles, and boxing. Go.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, here. Can I read you the end of this fucking article right here?
Sure.
China and Canada's relationship right now stems from China using espionage to advance its strategic interests, be that its security interests or economic interests. West said, how Canada deals with that going forward, especially given that we have 2 Canadians who remain in Chinese custody, will be very interesting to watch. Because we had this thing with that phone company, Hawaii. We arrested their CEO, and then they started arresting all these Canadians as a bargaining tool. We had to give her back to them. That's how they move in China. They'll fuck every Canadian over there. And you can't arrest Chinese people here. This isn't the first time police have investigated an incident at that lab. In 2009, it was 2009, a former researcher at the lab was convicted of trying to smuggle genetic material from the Ebola virus across the Manitoba-North Dakota border. The FBI is also investigating cases involving Chinese researchers in the U.S. So, man, this shit's crazy. These fucking Chinese people, I want to trust them. You know what I mean? I could see them doing that shit. And it happened right before Chinese New Year, too, so it just spread everywhere.
I'm going to take good night, folks.
Where millions of people are traveling all across the world. They could have the Chinese people fucked this up on purpose regardless, because they could have locked everyone down and said no traveling, but they let everyone travel on Chinese New Year. Where literally like tens of millions of people travel to all over the world. Spread that shit worldwide.
Someone in the chat wants me to ask you, Cage. Do you ask Cage? Okay, it says ask Cage. Excuse me. Ask Cage if it works with 5G. Oh, does the coronavirus work with 5G?
No, I don't. Those are 2 separate things, man. The fuck? It's a virus.
I love how you're just like, what the fuck, dude? No, what the fuck?
Well, how would 5G and coronavirus have anything to do with each other? What the fuck? Well, some people.
How does the Ebola virus have anything to do with fucking COVID?
Bro, did you not hear what I? Bro,
I heard everything.
Smuggling the shit. There's people smuggling fucking Ebola out of a fucking microbiology lab. Doesn't that raise questions to you?
Yes, about Ebola.
That's just what we know about. That shit probably happens all the time. But
Okay,
that shit
so
happens. And it
wait.
could be
So
anything
then
else.
how
It
do
could be
we
something
know
new.
about COVID, but none of the others?
What do you mean, man?
All these.
COVID-19 is just it's like a coronavirus is novel. A novel virus just means new.
Yeah.
And then 19 is just because fucking 2019 was discovered.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Just stupid.
Why wouldn't they just make this biological virus and just give it to us and not talk about it?
Because they're gonna like you can't just because people are gonna get sick and start dying, and there's gonna be regular people seeing it.
Isn't that what they want?
I guess, but
so then why wouldn't they do that?
So.
No, why no? See,
because maybe let's say China.
Wait. Who's in on this?
Everyone else has
China,
this stuff.
Canada. Who? Which one? Or is Canada? Wait, are you trying to say Canada is in on it?
We had Chinese researchers in Canada. That's what they're trying to say.
Wait.
China and Canada.
There's Chinese researchers everywhere.
Yeah, but they're from China, and like they got sent back. They got
Chinese researchers usually are from China.
I'm talking about Canada though. Like they probably have ties. They're probably working together in a way. It's probably probably everyone's in on this shit. But who knows?
People work together. It happens. Different countries, stuff.
It's a good way to crush all the small cockroach competition. All the small businesses are getting affected the worst right now.
Wait. Is this a population control, an economic thing? What is it?
It's probably economic mostly.
Economic. They don't want to kill people.
If you have to kill people, it doesn't really matter. But
it does matter because the less people, the less your economy will strive.
It's perfect how this virus is killing all like the older people that are just out. You know what I mean?
No.
Because those are the people that are less valuable to the government either way.
Wait, what?
Older people are less valuable. Like senior citizens are less valuable to the government because they're all on pension plans, just taking out money. So I'm just saying, no. If you wanted to engineer a virus to kill people to do something economically or whatever, do your little agenda. It'd be best to target older people. A virus that targets older people.
At that point, why wouldn't they just put it in one a day?
When we had the Spanish flu, that affected younger people.
Why wouldn't they just put the viruses in?
Different.
Why wouldn't they just put viruses in one a day?
A virus what?
One a day. You know, the vitamin supplements that aging people take. Why would they just do that?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, me either.
Maybe it doesn't. I don't know, man.
Me either.
I'm not saying I know anything. I'm just speculating, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
and
I know
this
exactly.
It's not like as outlandish as some other thing. It could be possible.
That's the problem, Cage. It's like when you put all your speculations together, you sound crazy as shit. But when you break them all apart to individual situations,
I'm showing you evidence. It doesn't really sound crazy if you just look at it.
Well, that was from 2009, wasn't it?
Well, they were just mentioning that at the end of the article. Oh. Like this is posted July 14th, 2019, when this shit was posted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just read the article. It's really interesting, man. It's fucked.
I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat, but C4 behave.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the link in the YouTube too. So. And I'm hearing like some news outlets is trying to say it may have started in the lab. You know, and like Wuhan.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hey, Wuhan. One sec.
Wuhan.
Hang on, one sec.
The Wuhan.
Hang on. Yeah. I apologize immensely, Morphic Mind, for the super chat. Thank you, my friend. It says, I am a secret FBI, ATF, WHO, EPA, CIA, FCC, Freemason, Illuminati, San Diego Charger, Rotary Moosehead, Reptilian, NASA shill. That was awesome, Anamorphic Mind, right up until you said San Diego Chargers. Fuck them. And then I have one more. Let's see. John Rapp, thank you, my friend. It says, hard on internet. Canada is on it. Say sorry. I don't know if Cage is Canadian. Oh, Cage isn't Canadian because he's from Toronto. But at least he's
I
not.
am Canadian.
But
I'm
at least,
saying
but
we're
at
not
least
like-
he's not from Scarborough. Am I right? Did I get it right?
You have a good memory, man.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Especially for someone who smokes as much as I do.
Damn.
Oh, I remember everything about you, Cage.
Holy shit. I barely even remember talking to you, to be honest. I think I was fucked up when I was talking to you last
Go
Saturday.
figure.
I don't even remember.
He's like, I still don't know how I got here.
I came on. I
I
had the
know.
fucking wrench. I have the wrench. I'm like, how did I get the wrench?
Must have been one of your names that you had changed it or something. I don't know. But I remember the first time you tried to get in here, I didn't let you in because I didn't know who you were.
I know.
But then you're like, I come from Jose's.
Man, at least
Jose?
you know what I like about flat earthers? At least they have a fucking open mind. It's just one step positive. Like I don't like,
Yeah,
some people just spoon fed.
I bet when you go to a flat earther platform and you tell them about that COVID shit, they're like, "You're right, dude. Hell yeah."
Well, not really, but I've never really been on a flat earth shit. But everyone kind of like a lot of people kind of think someone's up with that shit. Read the article, man. Like this shit, it's really sketchy.
I will. I don't think it's. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of COVID.
Look. Security acted for the
situation.
couple and the Chinese students was revoked. According to sources,
bad
work at the lab and do not want to be identified.
It's a super bad situation. We're all a little fucked. That our economy is going to be fucked for a minute, but we'll be okay because we're American. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Hmm?
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Everyone that's not in America, I don't know how your governments work, but America's pretty good at making sure we win. So
we're like your little brother, basically.
Yeah, that figured out how to pick the locks on our room and you go in there and fuck it up. Yeah, I know.
Nah, Canadians are not. They really fuck up anything that much.
No, you mean they just apologize for everything?
Nah, not really. But Canadians are actually crazy at wars and shit. Back if you look in the past, Canadians are fucked. It was funny. I watched a video about that the other day. It was like the top comment. It was fucking made me laugh, man. It was like Canadians like during peace, like we're sorry. Canadians during war, you're sorry. I'm telling you, Canadians, fucking World War II and stuff. Canadians are fierce, man. Crazy.
Sorry, you know what? I'm sorry. When I think Canada,
we have one of the best armies and shit. I'm telling you.
Is it better than America's?
Not better than America's, but we have some of the best trained people and shit.
Wait, who is it? There's a country that has the best Delta team.
Canada's up there. We have Green Berets and they're crazy as shit.
No. It's not even America. It's something else. It's
I think it's a fucking I know Israel has some crazy people in it.
No, they're better than them. The fuck is it? It's not. Maybe it's Germany. I don't think it's Germany though.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a brain fart. See, I can remember everything about Cage, but I can't remember what I was talking about, what I saw.
I hate when that happens. It'll come to you.
No, it won't. It won't.
Just randomly when you least expect it, you just remember it. But
no, I threw it away already.
Fuck.
I do that.
What's Canada? You guess Canada has never lost a war. That's what you said.
They ever started a war?
Oh shit, they're getting a feedback. It's because I'm on YouTube. I gotta get the fuck
You're
off
on
here.
your YouTube? Jesus Christ, Cage.
No, but it
You
was
should know
muted.
better.
Is it gone now?
No, it's because you don't have headphones on.
Oh, let me plug in.
See? See, I'm telepathic. Wait.
Yeah.
That's not what that is, huh?
Plug in right now.
Israel has the best army. No, it's not the army I'm talking about. It's like their, like we have SEAL team. It's like some country's version of that. But
Yeah,
no,
our
no,
country.
no, no.
I
It's not
think
even SEAL team
Canada has
because
some
I
of the
think
craziest
I'm
ones,
pretty
man.
sure
Tell me.
they're like a more elite force than SEAL team. I think it's Delta. I'm not sure.
Does it sound better now? I have it in the headphone.
Yeah, it's a lot better. There's no feedback.
Oh, there you go.
Everyone's
Sorry,
been yelling
man.
at me for it. Thanks, Cage.
Sorry, guys.
It's this thing. It's like when you have a speaker and a microphone in the same vicinity, they usually pick each other up.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. But
Most elite special forces in the world. I googled it.
who?
Hold on, I'm scrolling. It has a number top 8. Let's see. U.S. Navy SEALs is, according to Business Insider, is number 1.
No, they're not. Well, they are, but
And then
there's like these
and
elite
it's in
guys
the
that.
UK. The second one's the UK.
What are they called?
SAS.
I think that's it. I think they're like
And then it's Israeli.
terrorist tactical team or something, like the best ever. It's crazy or something like that.
Something called the GIGN too. France is number 5.
Really?
GIGN. That was in fucking Rainbow Six Vegas.
Thought you were going to bed, Barney. It's fucked up, man. I'm just kidding.
And then you got Russians.
I've never seen Barney run. That's so crazy. Yes, the feedback is gone. I made him fix it.
You should have told me. I didn't know I was having feedback.
I did tell you.
But I thought I asked you if it was fucking good after.
Did you? I don't even remember that part.
Yeah, I remember I left and rejoined.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago, though.
What happened to everyone else on here?
They're still here. Well, some of them. Some of them left. A lot of them left when Lemon got here.
Who's Pete? Someone's saying I have to meet Pete.
Pete is our resident crazy person from Flat Earth.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's different than Flat Earthers, though.
Don't say his name again. That was 2. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Pete. Wait, when you say him 3 times, you're going to summon him?
Hell yeah, it's like fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah. It does happen that way. It's super kind of freaky.
Oh. Yeah. He's going to pop up now.
The fortunate thing is that I think if he were awake right now, he'd be about 10 beers and 7 joints deep, and he wouldn't be coherent enough to be around anyway.
Fucking 7 joints deep.
Yeah, he drinks a lot. Or he doesn't even drink a lot. It's just when he drinks, he gets really drunk.
Fuck. Sorry, man.
Sorry. What are you sorry for?
I didn't say sorry, man.
I thought you said sorry. Maybe it's because you're Canadian. You don't even realize you say sorry.
I didn't, though.
You said sorry.
No, I didn't, man.
Yes, you
Rewind
did.
that and listen to it.
Nah. I believe you said sorry.
Ask the chat if I said sorry. I am sorry, though. I'm Canadian. I'm always sorry.
See? I said that earlier and you said nuh-uh.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sip maple syrup.
Barney's out in the chat screaming Aristarchus.
Yeah, he's delusional. He was supposed to be asleep hours ago.
Damn it, Barney.
I'm telling you right now, it's impossible for Pete to be awake right now. It just wouldn't work.
What I like about the U.S. is you guys have a lot more rights than us.
Yeah, we're America. We're the best.
Fucking For like,
Wait,
fuck, we have the
what
we have the
rights
Queen of
don't,
England on our bills.
What rights do you not have in Canada?
That you do?
Yeah.
Just gun rights, really. And like,
Don't a lot of people have guns?
yeah, like you can get them, but like they just ban them even more now. There's like a mass shooting.
Wait, when
No,
you
like
say ban them, like take them all away or make them harder to get?
they're like doing a buyback. They're making everyone give back their shit now.
Wait, is this for real?
Yeah. They just banned like 3,000 types of guns. Like there's some guy in Nova Scotia and he's dressing up like a RCMP, or like an FBI guy. Fucking shooting a bunch of people, killed like cops, killed like 20 people. And now they just banned all this.
You can go to jail for making fun of somebody?
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
No, with like I think it's like illegal to like call someone like someone
like
says they're like a woman or something. Like you have to refer to them as that, or it's like I think you get fucked over for that.
Shout out to Fish Guy in the chat. Hello, Fish Guy.
Gun thing and that too. Other than that, that's pretty much the same.
Oh my god.
Just like super liberal. Just imagine like fuck California on crack. So
I live in California, asshole.
So it's way more liberal than that. Like,
what do you mean way more liberal? Like it's not that bad here.
Yeah, but it's like pretty liberal compared to the rest of the states, right?
Huh?
Isn't it?
You said A.
No, I didn't.
This time I'm positive you said A.
You're just hearing.
You're super Canadian, yo.
Yeah,
you know you've apologized a few times, right?
Maybe like, yeah, but I was joking though. You know how fucked up the city is though?
Which one?
It's fucked. The one I'm living in. It's not very Canadian over here.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Not Scarborough. Because they're
not
trash.
dirty Scarborough.
Yeah,
there's someone in the air over there.
I hate your airport.
There's someone in the water. I'm telling you.
The Toronto airport?
I hate the Toronto airport.
I've never been.
They arrested my deodorant last time I was through there.
They took it away?
Yeah, they put my damn deodorant. They put it under arrest. I had a larger can, but it almost had nothing in it. And
they probably thought you were smuggling drugs.
The guys here in the States looked at it and said, well, technically too big, but there's almost nothing in it, so that's fine. You can have that. I got to Toronto, and the girl looks at it and says, you have too much deodorant, eh? I said, I didn't realize you could have too much deodorant. I could see where not having enough might be a problem. So they put my deodorant under arrest.
Yeah. Chris Berry, maybe I don't know California is a liberal state because I'm super liberal. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know. But I don't feel like we live where fucking Cage just said he's from. That don't sound like California to me.
And then there's some areas over here where there's people actually throwing rocket launchers off balconies and shit.
I got a rocket launcher. I just don't have ammo for it. What?
What the fuck do you have a rocket launcher? Like an RPG? Like you're in fucking...
I found it.
Like you're ISIS or something?
No. It's just because it's cool. I'm not... What the fuck?
No, you're allowed to. I swear in Texas you can even own like fucking tanks and shit. There's a guy on YouTube.
I don't live in...
Drove to like McDonald's on a tank.
Yeah, I don't live in Texas.
Yeah, I swear.
The last guy...
Isn't it way harder to get a gun?
I think it's too easy, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Oh yeah, I definitely think they should do mental evaluations before you can get a gun.
Yeah, I thought you had to. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, the only state it's New York where it's like really hard. I think, or we're not even allowed to have.
Oh, there's a lot of states it's hard to get weapons. California isn't one of them. It's hard to get it's hard to get a conceal and carry, but you can a weapon is easy. It's not hard to get. It's too easy to get. Now, if you're talking like Texas and shit, I mean, you can get a gun at 5 years old there. It's different.
Well, yeah,
I
concealed
think
carry.
I think they're born with a 22.
Can you get concealed carry over there
In Texas?
in California?
Yeah, but it's really hard. I've been trying for years.
The fuck? Why? What do you have to do?
What?
What do you have to do to get it?
Backgrounds and tests.
See, in Canada, the thing is, like, you can have a farm. Like a lot of people have them for hunting and shit.
Yeah.
Like for target practicing. Like, and when like, say someone broke in your house and they're gonna kill your entire family, you couldn't even use it to defend yourself. You're gonna go to jail.
You serious?
Yeah, that's the problem with it.
That's kind of how it is here. Or it's kind of how it is in certain states, is a better way of saying it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you come to my house.
What if these guys kill you, rape your fucking family? Then
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't even need to be like that. It could be my best. It could be my best friend. If you come to my house at 2 a.m. unannounced, you're probably gonna get shot.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So imagine someone broke in your house. You can't even defend yourself.
That thought doesn't even exist in my brain.
And you know what the problem is? Everyone has guns here. And illegally, everyone has, like, all kids and shit. They're shooting each other crazy. You have a worse murder rate than New York.
What is the point of gun laws if criminals have guns?
Exactly. Now the only one who has guns is the criminals, and the cops they're not gonna be there to help you.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that. That whole we don't like. I think like the UK's like that. F that shit. I dare you come to my house and tell me to give me my gun. I dare you.
That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you I will die before I hand over my weapons.
And you know what the gun's for too? It's like people with gun rights. It's also to protect against tyranny.
It's all of the above. That's why I said, I think the United States gun laws are too lenient. I think there needs to be a well thought out mental test before issuing weapons. I think that would solve a lot of problems. Again, criminals don't give a fuck about these tests and these laws. So again, taking guns away does nothing. But
it does nothing except unarmed good people. That's all it is.
Yeah. Good people don't do stupid shit. They're not the problem.
A good person's gonna go through and get a gun legally. You know how hard it is? In Canada, if you have a gun, you get your record checked every single day.
Really?
Every single day, yeah. Every single day you get your record checked.
Oh, so like if you commit a felony or something, they can instantly.
You get any charge at all, you do anything at all, you're getting that shit taken away. And you have to get a transportation. Like the only way you could ever have a gun outside is directly there to the gun range or to the store with no stopping at all. If you get caught stopping, you're getting arrested.
Damn.
That's super
Texas
strict.
was cool.
And now this mass shooting just banned like 3. They're taking everyone's handguns away. Now not having any handguns.
Yeah, but
and all assault rifles. Now all you're gonna be able to get is long rifle barrels. But
you guys have been able to smoke weed freely for a long time, though, right?
Yeah, it's legal here, like federally.
For a long time.
Since 2017, and it's like October.
And you guys can sell hemp. You can grow hemp.
Yeah, we can grow weed. You can grow everything.
No, well,
everyone's allowed.
So, and I think this is so funny. In the United States, it's still federally illegal to grow hemp, but you can buy hemp internationally, and then you can then sell that hemp in the United States.
That makes no sense,
right? And I think that has a big long history behind it. That conspiracies and shit like that. That I think we'll probably end up talking about sooner or later. Because I actually wanted to talk about those things because they all do kind of work hand in hand with everything going on.
No, it had to do with the lumber industry.
Exactly. and paper mills and newspaper industries and all that good shit.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, think about it. If you have money, you can influence people in Congress. You know, fund certain people's campaign parties.
Yeah, that's basically what
Tell
it's
them to
ran on
pass
now.
certain laws. Tell hemp to fuck off. Because why would hemp even be illegal? It's not even a drug. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's exactly. Chris Victory, what tax money from what? They want the tax money from what?
It's like saying I'm gonna make the fucking grass illegal or something. Makes no sense. It has no drug in it. It can't do anything for anyone. So
Oh, yeah, hemp there's no no psychoactive properties to it at all.
so how the hell do they make something like that illegal? That's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Literally, it would have taken the paper mills and the presses.
That's what it
business.
is. It's an obvious. It's obvious
Because
so
the printing presses weren't set up for hemp.
And it can be used for everything. It can be turned into clothing, paper, everything.
You're stupid,
it's
Chris Berry. Because at no time, Chris Berry, at any of these mass shootings, has anyone ever said we're going to take everyone's guns? Hemp. Yeah,
the mass shooting thing.
That's why.
If you're talking about the mass shooting thing, I think that's the parents' fucking fault. Because why do they have these kids around guns and shit? Why don't you just lock it up?
That's not it. That's not because I had a weapon as a kid. My son knows how to use a weapon. Again, it's mental illness, hands down. There's no question about it.
Yeah, but if someone wants to kill someone, they can kill someone with any other way other than a gun.
Yeah, but people you're
gonna ban cars.
People,
there was someone in Toronto.
You do understand people just don't do that, right? Normal, logical, well balanced people don't just decide, hey, I fucking hate this person, I'm gonna go shoot him. They don't do that.
I know.
That's why I will always say through and through, no matter what the situation, if we're not fixing mental illness,
but I'm just saying, banning guns is not going to
stop
that shit. Banning guns is not going to stop that shit. Because you know what happened? You know what happened over here last summer? There's some fucking guy, and right around where I live, he came in a van. He rented a van and fucking ran over like a shitload of people, killed like a bunch of them. So like, if someone wants to kill someone, they're gonna figure out a way to do it. That's fucked up seeing that shit right here. You know what the guy was too? The guy was a fucking incel.
Oh wow. Okay, so
some incel guy.
As of last year, hemp production is legal in 46 states, and the Farm Bill allows Idaho, fucking A, Mississippi, New Hampshire, South Dakota, to continue. Those are the states that will continue to ban the crop within their within their borders. Wow, I didn't know that. That's good. I'm almost 100% positive. Probably in the next 5 years, 2 to 5 years, the United States the federal government will legalize marijuana.
Probably sooner.
They're so fucking missing out on so much money. I think, like Colorado,
Canada did
California, became million. The states became fucking had money left and right. They didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. You see how since Canada did it, everyone's gonna do it now too. Trust me. It's on the stock market here. It's publicly traded companies and everything. There's Americans over here right now. Like they're already in Canada doing it. Like the biggest company, like one of the biggest ones, Canopy Growth. I think it's an American owned.
Is it?
I think it's pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out because like
you can invest in that shit right now in the stock market.
If you can invest, I could. Shit, I have multiple friends that on a regular basis want me to invest in their growth. I'm like, nah.
No, but this is in the stock market.
Definitely not. But I mean, at the same time,
this is not investing in giving money to someone to grow weed. This is like actual stocks.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Well, yeah. Well, if the federal government's back is fucking legalized it, then it's going to be in the fucking economic system big time. It's going to be
It's on the
as big as fucking
TSX. It's like
yeah,
it's beside fucking companies like Google and fucking
yeah. That's what I was gonna
Microsoft and
say.
shit. Same shit.
Yeah.
That shit when it gets in like 20 years, whoever invests in this shit's gonna be laughing. When it becomes worldwide legal, like this shit's gonna be like fucking Corona or like a Budweiser or something. You know?
Well, I know Philip Morris already has bought a bunch of patents in cigarettes or joint packs and shit like that.
I think it's called Constellation Brands. So I want to see what their stocks are right now.
But yeah, I know like when Colorado legalized it, I know Philip Morrison was like one of the first cigarette brands to jump right at and making sure they had a fucking a joint pack or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
See, look, Constellation Brands right now is at 163.75 US dollars. So if you invest in one of the big ones right now, like the biggest ones right now are like $20. So this shit's gonna be bigger than that, 100%. I think the weed market's bigger than the alcohol market. On average, I think people consume more.
More weed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time. Because like you can't, if you consumed as much weed as you did alcohol, you wouldn't be able to function. You'd probably like.
Well, the problem is
you'd be like
is
addicted to it and shit.
The problem is, and again, the federal government will definitely not legalize it until they figured out a way to
monopolize it.
Well, no, they're already figuring that out. To test for it, so like alcohol, blood level, and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, they already developed that over here. They have
really? What is it?
They have like a breathalyzer type thing for that.
But how? Really?
Yeah, it detects like the cannabinoids, or whatever. And like you know what they do? They'll go and blood test you after too.
Yeah, but they would have to have a base level. Well, at least that's the problem.
Like on the fucking on the highway signs, it says like you know highway signs that they say like don't drink and drive and shit.
Yeah.
We have ones with with weed leaf saying don't smoke and drive and shit. When I start
one day.
We have a weed smoking fucking area at the airport now.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
You're not allowed to fly with it, but you can fly with it within Canada. If you're going within Canada, you're allowed. You're not allowed to bring it over the border. Obviously,
you're not allowed to take it into a plane at all. If I flew from here up to Northern California, TSA would fuck me up.
I have a weed license. I could bring like fucking like over 1,000 grams on the plane right now.
Oh, like as if you're going to like what do you call them?
I don't know, if I'm going to like a different province or something to visit family or something, I just bring it with me.
I don't know. It's not that special to me. I live in California, but see, I don't know. I wonder if, cause like if I'm standing outside of a bar, for instance, I can smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, anywhere you can smoke a cigarette, you can smoke a joint here. That's how the law is.
See, I don't know if that is here. I would think maybe it is because you're not allowed to smoke cigarettes around schools and libraries and federal buildings.
Even like in front of restaurants or something, you have to be 10 meters away with cigarettes or something.
Yes, yeah, it's got to be something like that.
Same shit with weed.
So that's the thing. I'm not one of those type of people that I'm going to the store and as I'm walking up to the store, I'm going to smoke a joint. No, I don't need.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to smoke anywhere. You're allowed to have a cigarette.
I can do that too. I mean, it's recreational, legal here. I'm assuming I could too, but I just don't.
Yeah, you're just gonna be an asshole. I don't do that either. Like, I don't even see people doing that either.
Yeah, like I smoke cigarettes, unfortunately, but yeah, no, I am not one of the, if I'm in a group of people.
It smells a lot.
Yeah, if I'm in a group of people or I'm walking around big groups of people, I don't just I would never do that. That's so dick. Because it's weird because when other people smoke and like I'm not because other people aren't, and smoke hits my face, it pisses me off. So I assume it pisses everyone else off.
That's true. Probably does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go and get out of here. I'm getting hungry. Had a long day. I'm tired. I think I'll be live tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. What I'm gonna do, because again, like I said, I don't really have any data yet for the photos. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of put them on my. I'm gonna put them on my OBS, and as I'm exiting away, if you guys want to see those, I'll have them scroll through. Probably right after my outro. Otherwise, tomorrow I'll go live and what's up, fish guy? I'll go live tomorrow and we'll do a actual breakdown of the pictures, because by that time I'll have all the different data that I need, distances and whatnot. So I do appreciate it. Cage, please come back soon. It's always fun when you're here.
It was nice talking, man.
Yep, it was fun. Thanks for being in blue, and everyone else that joined earlier and then left because we got Barney. I just want to say now, that's the first time I've ever seen Barney run, and Barney ran. It was super weird. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will talk to you guys later. Probably be over at like Jose's Discord or Jim's, one of the two. Something. I'll be around. All right, guys. Have a good one. Alrighty, peoples. So like I said, I got the other one still up. There we go. So, like I said, gonna cut this one a little short. I think, yeah, pretty short. But yeah, I'll be live tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and show the images for the hang on, I gotta put them back in my computer, and I will play out the stream basically with those pictures, and you'll be able to check those out. Get the directory up right now. Make sure this is it. Yep. Pretty sure that's it. If not, you guys are gonna get an eyeful. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. Okay, so I will do it this way, and that way you guys can just be able to see it and check it out. But these are pretty much all the pictures that I went through. So enjoy, and what I'll do is basically just play us out with that. Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy the pictures, and I'll talk to you. I'll be talking about them tomorrow. Peace.